How's it going, guys? My name's Honcho, and now let's take a look at the patch notes for Squad version 4.2. As always, link to the notes are in the description down below and not too far from that subscribe button. This is probably going to be a relatively quick one, as the main focus of this update is the engine upgrade to version 4.27 on Unreal. And with this, it brings some serious optimizations and new graphics options. For starters, we now have DirectX 12 as the default API, but still have options to flick back to DX11. Another new addition is the support for AMD FSR2 upscaling, and that will likely have a few presets like quality, balance, performance, all kind of stuff like that. Look, I can't leak much, but I've had a quick play about, and with a bit of fiddling with some settings, I think a lot of people are going to see a nice boost in FPS. But please, don't hold me to that. OWI then goes on to say that clicking the defaults on the graphics settings will run a benchmark test on your CPU and GPU and will apply the recommended settings once complete. They also recommended running this as soon as you've updated Squad, but for the sake of safety, take note of your original settings right now. Now, the other big thing they brought in is the new emotes and gestures feature, which has been quite the hot topic as of late. But to simplify it, the inventory and recruit pack will be free for everybody. The grunt and R&R pack will be, I think, about $3.99 on the Steam store. There's a new customized menu where you can set all of these up on a gesture wheel, and you can access that in-game by pressing and holding X on your keyboard to activate these emotes in-game. Now, moving on for this, the US Army has had a visual overhaul. New and improved uniforms, including a new forest camo variant. We've also got new and improved character models, so hopefully the US Army no longer looks like a clone factory. And the MH17 pistol has been completely remodeled, along with the ammo boxes that have also been updated. Now, there's two other things in here that I think people need to be really aware of, and this one is the main one. They have increased the HAB spawn activation delay from 20 seconds to 30 seconds. So keep that in mind when waiting to spawn on a new HAB, as the timer is going to be that little bit longer. And the PLA ZSL10 APC has had their ammo increased from 2 mags to 10. Bug fixes, there's a nice healthy list in here. They have fixed a long-standing issue where enemy zones could be impossible to capture after placing a friendly HAB inside one of the areas on territory control. They fixed an issue that caused the engine sounds for several vehicles to be quieter and harder to hear from afar than intended. And they've also fixed an issue that caused the PLA QLG10 grenade launcher to cost 10 ammo instead of 7 per grenade. The PLA's ZBD-04A IFV's weapon loadout has been adjusted to follow the standards set by other vehicles in game. And they fixed a missing ammo rack component on the PLA ZBL08 HJ73C Desert variant. That's totally not a mouthful. And finally, they fixed an issue with the reticle on the T72B3 MBT's turret. A few maps have been updated, ranging from visual fixes to fixing a bug that allowed PLA's squad leads to use the buddy rally feature, and the commander could use his abilities near a vehicle on Invasion V4 Alashkar. And at Kohat, they have removed the ability for PLA to build the HJ8 ATGMs, as that apparently wasn't intended, even though it was in the trailer. And on Nava, PLA had 4 lodges instead of 3, so that's also been fixed. On top of this, the SDK has now been updated to 4.2, along with a mod versioning, so you modders and SDKers, you want to check out that bit. Now, OWI have rounded up this update by saying they are doing a forced cache clear due to the engine upgrade and optimizations. So be sure to note down all of your settings to save all of your current bindings, or alternatively, you can actually save them in-game by going to the Controls tab, then clicking on this little save icon down here. We now have the ability to load these old presets in the new build, so that in itself will save a lot of messing on. And finally, depending on specific hardware, some players may experience frame rate stutters during gameplay, most notably whilst aiming down sights. If this happens to you, please switch to DX11 in the graphics settings menu, restart the game, and try again. Another thing to check on here is I always found that unchecking the box that said uncap texture pool size in the textures part also made a noticeable difference to this as well. Anyway, that rounds off this patch notes video. Like I said, short and sweet this one, but still pretty critical in the life of Squad. Don't forget to subscribe for more Squad guides, gameplay and updates. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next video.